Hello, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the welcome there. It's great to be here. Thank you ever so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. I know that everybody here has got things that they could be doing or even should be doing. But for me, you're in the, I don't know, the top 1% of people who are willing to take time out of their day to listen to somebody who hopefully can give you some valuable advice. And that's what I'm committed to doing today, to really trying to help you to grow your business. Because, today's subject is how to improve your sales and marketing results. Not just about, having a nicer design or a prettier website or, getting likes on Facebook or contacts on LinkedIn or whatever it is. It's about results, and that's all that really matters ultimately. So, we all get results, don't we, with our marketing? Sometimes they're awful results. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're excellent. And sometimes they're even at a level higher than that. But, I'm here to tell you that, most small business marketing produces, I believe anyway, pretty poor results compared with what could be. Now, why is that? Well, I believe that people don't stick at it. They don't stick at it long enough. They behave like little butterflies flittering from one thing to another. I hear all the time, well, I tried networking and I went to some networking events. Oh, right. How did that work? Well, I went to two Chamber of Commerce and I didn't win any business. So I thought it was a waste of time, didn't go back there, and so on and so forth. So number one thing, I think, if you're going to improve your sales and marketing results is to stick at it. Probably, though, that comes even before that. And this is, I'd say it's missing out of 90% of all businesses that I meet. And that is knowing your results. If you want to improve something, you've got to know your results. Some of you know that I used to play table tennis at international level, and right now I'm injured. I retired in my 30s, came back in my, let's say, later 50s, and I've been playing for a few years, but I'm injured right now. But last night I went down to watch the guys practice, wanted to, get involved and go and see them, say hello. And there was a young lad there, and I said to him, so what's the conversion rate? He said, what do you mean? I said, well, your forehand. He was practicing picking back, somebody backspins the ball and he turns it into a top spin, like sort of like that. And he said, I don't know. I said, well, let's have a look then. Get your partner here, the guy you're practicing with, to push 10 balls long to your forehand. I want you to attack them and see how many you got in. He said, right. Okay, so he got 4 out of 10 in, 4 out of 10. I said, so if I was playing you, all I've got to do is hit the ball to your forehand and I'm going to win 6 points out of 10. So I'm going to beat you just by letting you play what should be a really strong shot. You with me? So you need to improve that. And believe me, it is the same in marketing. It really is. We need to know. People tell me all the time, well, I'm on LinkedIn, but I don't really win any business from it. Well, why not? What's wrong with that shot, as it were, in table tennis, but with what you're doing on LinkedIn? So we've got to understand our numbers. There's a famous old saying that I know you've heard 1,000 times, but you're probably not practicing it. And that is, you cannot manage what you do not measure. So if you're doing marketing and not measuring your results, then you're losing out. It's as simple as that. If you said to me, well, I don't do much marketing, Steve, we rely on referral, word of mouth. That's how we market our business. I'll say, well, great. That's really good. Just be aware of all the marketing leads that you are missing out on. And tell me about your referral marketing system and the training that you've done for your team in order to get them to be using referral marketing as proactively as possible in order to grow your business. And they look at me like, what? I don't know. I don't know what you're even talking about here. We do a good job and people recommend us. But the bottom line is, if you've got 100 clients and you do a good job for all those 100, you might have one or two that weren't quite happy because, you know, you can't keep everybody happy. Probably 5 or 10 or 15 who've referred you, and a massive group of people that would refer you but don't, simply because they don't, because they're too busy. They're not focused on you. So you've got to get them focused on you. Having said that, let's just take a step back. So once we know what results we want, once we know what results we're getting, we've got to decide what results we want. You know, how many referrals? How many are you getting right now? Let's say you're getting 10 referrals per month and you're converting 6 of those into clients. And that's, you know, that's enough to keep the business going. You know, you got repeat business as well, and that's working enough. But you really want to scale your business. You want to grow it. So you got to think about, right, well, what does that look like? You know, is it 10? Well, clearly not. Is it 20? Wouldn't it be great if you got to 20 leads per month from referral? That's double. So that should, over time, double the size of your business. Just doing that one thing. Learn about all the other stuff that you could be doing. The LinkedIn, the advertising, the social media posting, the website optimization, and so on and so forth. Just focusing on referral. If that doubled the amount of leads, that would, I assume, roughly speaking, double the amount of sales that you get, from 6 per month to 12 per month, doubling your business. Okay. Now, how do we do that then? Well, that sounds great, Steve. I know where I am now. I know what I want. What have I got to do in order to double the amount of business that I'm going to get from referral? Well, as I've said, you've got to have a referral marketing system, a process for doing that, just like you need a process to get traffic to your website, just like you need a process to improve the conversion rate of that traffic. So if you're getting 1,000 people to your website, how many leads does that create? Because that, 1,000 people is great, but if none of them are buying, particularly if you're using paid advertising to drive people to a website that doesn't convert, what a waste of money that is. You're just wasting money. So we've got to look. This is the real crux of the message. Know where you are, know where you want to be, and then work out what you need to do to improve in each and every element of your sales. So we're not just talking about marketing here, we're talking about selling. Ultimately, we're talking about selling, actually, because marketing is irrelevant if you don't sell. I just give you my perception of that. Marketing is about lead generation. Sales is about lead conversion. Generally speaking, unless you've got an e-commerce site where you sell everything on your site and sales don't really come into it other than in written word, perhaps, or on video on your website. But, again, just taking a step back, think about your conversion rates. The inquiry rates that you're getting, and then you've just simply got to work out how you can improve them. Now, I've not got time, and I don't profess to know everything about your business. I don't even know what you're doing in terms of marketing. But if I give you a couple of examples of, if you and I were working together, if I was helping you to grow your business, and let's say that you came to me and said, we don't do much marketing, we win all our business from word of mouth and repeat business, what would I be saying to you? I'd be saying, firstly, okay, so what is your system and processing that you've got in place for keeping in touch with your current customers and making sure that they fully understand the full range of products and services that you offer? Because they might be buying product A, but product B, weren't really aware that you sold, and product C, they've got no idea that you sold product C. So they just keep buying product A, and they keep, buying it whenever they need it, or they're on a monthly retainer or whatever it is. but there's a whole load of other products that they could buy, but they don't know. And I'm here to tell you this: it is not your client's job to understand what you do. It is your job to tell them. So I'd be talking to you like that and asking you, right, what are you doing? Are you emailing them on a regular basis? Are you picking up the phone and talking to them? Are you inviting them perhaps to events like this where you can communicate with them and tell them about your, results mastery program and your, results school and so on and so forth? I've just told you about 2 products there that you might not have known about, but you get my intent. My intent is to make people more aware using this medium that I'm on right now, which, by the way, is streamed across LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. How cool is that? I'm doing it once, benefiting from it 3 times, and actually I'm producing marketing collateral that will last and last and last. I'll be able to share this video on my social media in 6 months' time. In 6 years' time, I'll still be able to share it because hopefully it'll still be of value to people. And so, there's some real value in looking at each and every element of everything that you're doing. But let's just, again, take another step back to this company, your company, who are not doing any marketing. They're just relying on referral. So that would be one thing, making sure that your current customers are fully aware of what you do and keeping in touch with them. How often would you keep in touch with them? For some people, it's a quarterly newsletter. For others, it's monthly. For others, it's weekly. For some, it's daily. You need to use a variety of things, picking up the phone, arranging webinars, sending them links to podcasts, using video. Brilliant way. I can produce a video, just say hi, just a quick message to all my clients. Steve here, just to let you know that I'm running a seminar in a couple of weeks. It's about LinkedIn. I thought you might find it of interest. There's some details below. Click on it and go to the website and find out more. Many thanks. Hope business is okay. Best wishes, Steve. And that's a message gone out to, like, I think I've got something like 500 clients, or I could even do a similar one to my prospects. Are you with me? Can you see how valuable this stuff is? And then I'd, once I've looked at, right, okay, this is the way we're maximizing our current database, we've got to then look at how do we improve the conversion rate? How do we get more clients? How do we get more people into, how do we get more clients to refer us to the people that we know? Well, again, I believe you should have at least 4 or 5 different ways, but I'm going to tell you one. It's going to be really easy and fairly obvious, quite frankly. And it is ask for a referral. Ask. If you don't ask, guess what you get? Nothing. So you ask. So you contact you make a list today of all your customers, and let's say you got 100 of them, and you're going to call, I don't know, 5 of them every day and ask for a referral. So that's going to take you what's that? It's going to take you 20 days. So this month, by the end of this month, or maybe early into next month, you can have gone through all your customers and asked them for referral. I don't know whether you remember, but on the beginning, towards the end of that intro bit, there was a slide that appeared with Tim Solway of Solway's Printers. One of the reasons and one of the ways in which I helped to turn Solway's round, and I say helped because ultimately it was Tim that turned it round and not me. But I told him, I said, look, he came to me and he said, I haven't got, I'm desperate. He said, I don't want to get rid of my people. I got 20 odd employees. Most of them are in their 50s. They're never going to get another job. And I've got a couple of months money left. That's it. Then I'm going to have to close a business. I really don't want to do it. I've been doing it for 30 years. By the way, I've got no money to spend on marketing. Can you help? So I thought, right, great. So what I'm telling you now is what I told Tim. I said, right, what you got to do is you got to phone all your customers and you got to ask them 2 questions. 1, is there anything they need right now? And 2 is, who do they know? Who do they know that they could recommend that uses Solway's printers? Do you know, the following day he phoned me, he said, I've made 8 calls today. He said, and I've got 4 referrals and I've also got £8,000 worth of business. And one of those 4 referrals turned into a £20,000 order. So that day, the following day, he made 28 grand. Not profit, but, you know, that was a good day at the office for him. So, you know, this stuff works. It's simple, it's obvious, and once you've got the obvious, simple stuff out the way, we can maybe look at some of the more complex digital marketing, because it works in exactly the same way. You know, if you're doing YouTube advertising or perhaps Google AdWords, you know, there's ways of doing it right and there's ways of doing it wrong. There's certainly ways to improve your results. And that's what I spent 28 years. 28 years. You've got to be pretty good at something to have been doing it 28 years. In fact, I'd go so far as to say, you know, if I wasn't, then, you know, I wouldn't still be in business. So I think the proof's in the pudding. But anyway, you know, that's about it. What's the time? Just looking, 18 minutes. So I'll call that out. I'll bring it to a close. Thanks for being here. Thanks for staying with me. I hope it was of value. What I'd like to do is offer you a free one-to-one. And I want to be really clear. I'm not going to be, you know, this high pressure guy trying to push you into buying something. That's not my style. What I want to do is talk to you about your current results, talk to you about your desired results, find out what you're doing right now in order to achieve that, and maybe give you some tips and ways in which you can try to improve things. At the end of that process, I will talk to you about what I think I can do in order to help to really, you know, improve those results. Because if you're poor, if your results are poor, I'm not suggesting they are, but poor in my world equals pain. It's not like, oh, I'm not very good at this, I'm not very good at LinkedIn, so I don't win much business. No, if you're not very good at LinkedIn, you win no business. I'll almost guarantee that. You take another leap up a level to something called good. When you're decent, you probably get poor rewards, which is what most businesses get. Excellent is at this level here, where you're getting pretty good results. You're doing quite well. But my belief is that all the rewards are the next level. It's just a little bit better. It's called mastery. It's not being an expert. Nobody's an expert. If you're an expert, that means you know everything. And I certainly don't, and I don't believe anybody does. So if you can get to that level called mastery or results mastery, then that's where all the rewards are. And if you want to talk to me about that, book a meeting, go to steve-mills.com, use one of the bright orange or gold buttons, and you can get yourself booked in. Thank you ever so much for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. Don't forget, I'm on here every single day, Monday to Friday, doing this. So I'd really appreciate it if you tell everybody about this, because I just want to try and help. It's been my mission in life, certainly since my table tennis days. I started my business to try and help as many businesses as I can. So please tell them about this, and let's get as many people really raising their game as possible. Thanks very much for listening.